to a point where I'm going to share her affirmation, but I do recommend her book, You Can Heal Your Life, which is about affirmations. And what I learned at one point in my life is that affirmations, what we say in our mind, what we say out loud, what we say to other people, sometimes unconsciously, we're really creating our life. We're creating our health. We're doing it. And if you really want to begin to see how it works, take it on, try it, check it out, and you'll see for yourself. Because if you're hanging around people who are complaining all the time, many of you probably have similar hello everyone, this is Barbara Calvano, and welcome. But if you find yourself with people who are on Blog Talk Radio, I'm going to say more optimistic, and people who are streaming podcasts, listening, complaint and drama, it's my pleasure to be with you today, and thank you. Talking about creative solutions, the end of August, and that's what I'm finally bringing you some energy. And if you're new to me, for this month, doing this for a while, like I said, will carry on over and I also attribute my new listener, welcome, and those who will be personal development tools to you to have pretty impeccable health. I'm guided to share a few things before I get into the guidance and messages for I'm going to say August, that's what it is. I'm going to say again, this time, just what we're going to do. And also, it is a super full moon, and I've learned to allow the good day for you to release flow of energy and to allow in this show. Let's ask the angels. Really is about let's ask the angels. What is it that I need to know? So if you're new, also you can definitely follow me here on Blog Talk Radio take right now. Always further updates. So what you're hearing in both of those at my website, which is called BeCalvanoCoaching.com versus tell me if you subscribe, there will be some new freebies coming in September. Like so I haven't decided exactly what they are, but I'm going to begin giving away information about working with angels, in action, topics on spiritual put into action, and then let the universe help you. Today is August 2023. And that could very well be getting married. January, because many people make relationships different than a work 10 years. Basically, and I'm now beginning to request in terms of, so if you are a regular listener that you want, first-time listener, what are the steps you need to send me any support that you would like. All information is here. Again, at the page or at my website. And then allow for the vision to take hold. Welcome to create it. And also, I've been doing BeCalvano Coaching. So I do talk about dreams and goals, how to connect with the divine, mixed up with what I also bring in, what I like to call personal development. It really is our mindset, and that's with our health too. So the month of August is prepared for the show, and August 1st, also in 33 years ago for the month. Meaning I chose my own to stop drinking alcohol. And why I got it was not something that I did every day, but a therapist of all thought because I got and how it might make a difference for right after I got married. This show is not so much where I'm going to show you your future and suicidal. That's going to be dependent and that was very strange. But what I can hopefully do look at how guide behavior, find your own personal truth, and direct and what does that mean to perhaps try realize not drinking. Specific issue that's really problematic, something that you really care about. Work. There are different took care of myself. Worked out and everything. The energy of my personality of being basically they're like your coaches, that they will help the brighter side of things through the process. Judging and criticizing. There are no magic wands, miracles. So with that suggestion, but what there is more awareness. I wasn't too more conscious. I was about it at first, and then therefore more ability to get used to it to take action. But because without taking action, I was able to find something that I've been looking for. So I'm going to talk about that in the reading for the month. Tomorrow, September 1st, is the anniversary of Louise Hay's death. All I had ever been her, she was one of the first and foremost. And the reason why I haven't had a show a month or so personal development in new age work, and if you know about her, she died at age 90. This may apply to and she really made a difference for many of us to begin. My parents, God bless them, are still alive. They're healthy, sharing about it, and married like 70 years. For many people, a livelihood. And I got to meet her at an Angel Southern Ohio certification course here in New York City, and she sat right across from me, so I could actually see her opening her box of Angel Tarot cards and working with them, and it was a real delight. My mom had sitting with her mental that day, and it may very well have been. Yeah, she's pretty incredible. I may get to a point where I'm going to share at a time where, but I do, right after recommend her book, You Can Heal Your Life, some issues unresolved affirmation, many. And what I learned did not get help at one point in my life is that I got to see that what we say in our mind, what we say out loud, what we say to other people, sometimes unconsciously, we're really creating our life. We're creating our health. We're doing it. And if you really want to begin to see how it works, take it on, try it, check it out, and you'll see for yourself. Because if you're hanging around people who are complaining all the time, many of you probably have the similar situations, similar complaints. But if you find yourself with people who are, I'm going to say more optimistic, and people who are taking actions, there's less complaint and drama and gossip, but there's more talking about creative solutions. And that's what I'm all about. If you're new to me, I've been doing this for a while, like I said, and I also attribute my working with the angels and working with personal development tools to have pretty impeccable health at age, I'll be 70 in February. And I'm going to say that's what it is. I've learned how to release, which is what we're going to do in a meditation today. And I've learned to allow the good to come in. And, that's a flow of energy. So this show, Let's Ask the Angels, really is about, let's ask the angels, what is it that I need to know to do next? Let's ask the angels, what is the most important step I could take right now? So what you're hearing in both of those is the responsibility of what can I do versus tell me when this is going to happen. Is it going to happen? Things like that. Mostly if you are making any efforts, even with your thinking, something is in action. But the more you put into action and then let the universe help you, you're more than likely going to reach that goal. And that could very well be getting married. Because many people make relationships different than a work project. And basically it's the same thing in terms of, what is it that you want? What are the steps you need to take? And then are you willing to take the steps? Do you need coaching so that you actually take the steps? And then allow for the vision to take hold and to be created. Same thing, but we can get personal dreams and goals very mixed up with business goals. We think they're all different. Basically, it really is our mindset. And that's with our health, too. So the month of August is special for me. August 1st, 33 years ago, I got sober, meaning I chose to stop drinking alcohol. And it was not something that I did every day, but a therapist that I sought because I got very depressed right after I got married. And I, very depressed and suicidal, yes. And that was very strange. So this therapist helped me look at my behavior, my personality, and directed me to perhaps try not drinking. It did not make sense to me because, again, I wasn't drinking every day. I still worked. I still, took care of myself and worked out and everything. But my personality of being pessimistic, like not really seeing the brighter side of things, always complaining, judging and criticizing. So with her suggestion, I went to AA, and I wasn't too excited about it at first. It took me some time to get used to it. But in doing so, I was able to find something that I've been looking for. And I'm going to talk about that in the reading for the month. Peace. I found peace. All I had ever been looking for was peace. And the reason why I haven't had a show in a month or so and things got quiet during the summer is I had one of the biggest breakthroughs of my whole life. This may apply to some of you, so I share it today. My parents, God bless them, are still alive. They're healthy. They're still together. They're married like 70 years, you guys. They've been married that long. My mother's from Japan. My dad's from Southern Ohio. He's American. And I got to see over the course of summer, I had some emotional truths come forward, and I got to see that my mom had some real mental issues. And it may very well have been because she left Japan at a time where, right after the Korean War. So there are still some issues unresolved for her, many, and she did not get help for them. And so I got to see that I was really with someone who was mentally ill, and I grew up that way, and it was not easy, but I was very ashamed of it. I was ashamed of what I had to endure. And again, today we talk and everything's fine. We do not talk about the past, but the sensitivity that I had as an empath, and it was not easy, but I survived, and I'm sober 33 years. I accomplished many things, especially after I got sober. The clarity and my courage came forth like unbelievable, and also my psychic abilities. That's what can come when you really get off anything that impedes your ability to see and connect. And some people think that certain substances can help them do that. I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't had the need. But what I've found is that the clarity in my mind, body, spirit has given me enormous health and, enormous health, mental, physical, and spiritual health. So I really attribute that to the program of the 12 steps. And also I got in touch with an Asian American mental health group because I am Japanese American this past summer. And what I got to see, my friends, is the professional help for specific groups. So whether you're of a certain cultural group, there is so much support. And the professional help that's available where they can break down situations for you so that you can truly, truly see in baby steps what you might need to do in order to create your life. So those who are listening today, most people have some goals and dreams and visions, and a lot of people are making changes in their lives, and oftentimes it becomes like a real ordeal, like a real, sometimes even torturous, sometimes even seemingly impossible. But when you can start to see that with professional help, whether you need an addiction program or a counselor or a therapist, it can make a huge difference. And what I mean by it can make a huge difference, our lives are going to go by either way. But when we can find out that, number one, we are not alone with our issues. And you can be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, or you could be a famous celebrity, or you could be, and I mentioned those because I've done readings for people like that, and they all have the same problem, basically. How do I be a better parent, husband, wife? So money does help, of course, but there are issues about making choices for ourselves and how do we benefit our families. And, it's the same thing for whoever you are. So in my reading, so what would I do? I would help you, number one, if you're already in touch with angels and spiritual guides, then we can continue with that. If you're new to it, I can share with you the difference it might make. What angel readings are not going to do is replace therapy, which basically is a place to look at a condition or situation that's been going on for you for quite a while that might need just a little wake-up call. That's all. The healing begins when you raise your hand to the universe and say, I'm suffering here. And this is, in my heart's heart, I know I'm not supposed to suffer this much. I'm not supposed to be in this much pain. Because we have the internet and we have the ability to see that a lot of people are going through similar things, right? So the game of life, therefore, could be it's to take the opportunity of connecting with earth angels. And these earth angels are teachers, counselors, therapists, communities, courses with teachers and whatnot. And there's also people around us that could be earth angels because they're our friends, but we may be held back in our growth by hanging around too tightly to even family members or certain friends that have same habits and things that in our heart we know we're not really growing, but we're holding on to something that's comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that because you can have a great life that way. But if you know that you want more out of life, you really want more, You ended a relationship and you really want one. You want one that's going to be the one that you'll have for the rest of your life, perhaps. Or you want work that is meaningful for you, that makes you feel proud and want to share to the world. Or your body has been giving you problems because you might not be that connected to your body. You might not be listening. So it's basic to every human being that we have these issues. So again, working with me in a reading, it might shed light on how you're doing these things. A habit you may not even see that you're getting in your own way. Or you may see that very vision and dream that you've had is real. It's really, really real for you. And it's totally doable. Though we may have had parents and family members who did not support us in the way we would have wished, like I didn't, but we can find the courage to break away, to move on, love them, but claim this incredible life that's available, even in a crazy world. Like, hey, look around what's happening right in the world. And it doesn't seem to be getting any better. But between you and me, it's getting better because that which is being revealed is up to being fixed or changed. If that makes sense. It's like you're having a fever, but you have to have a temperature that goes like 101 for the body to begin to really expel the virus so that your body can heal itself. There's a lot of that going on right now. A lot of changes. So that's one thing I wanted to share about what a reading could do for you. Help give you the guidance and the map about how to go about being a powerful, spiritual, attuned person in the world where it seems like being too sensitive might not be to your advantage. But that's one thing we learn is that you can be super, super sensitive and learn how to claim that, use it to your advantage, and be healthy, happy, and prosperous. Being extremely open and sensitive. Like, how do you do that? Like, there are certain ways in which we can manage our energy, which we're not taught. And some of the ways I know I did it in my 20s was to drink alcohol because that kind of dampened my spirit. It made me feel comfortable, but it also made me depressed. It took away my anxiety until it made me very depressed. So I share that because I no longer have that depression that I had when I was, even before I started drinking. I had it all my life as a child. I just don't have it. I was able to connect to a serenity and peace that I only dreamed of. And that's one of the promises of 12-step work. And you have to learn how to sit with it in order for it to disappear. And it truly does disappear. So also working with angels is definitely like taking your vitamins because you feel more aligned, more focused and clear. But it also will be up to you how powerfully you want to dig deeper into it and what do you feel your purpose is in this life. Because for some of us, it will be just to share light from our garden in our home. Some of us will share light as a teacher, as an author. And the number one thing the angels have for me to share with you today is that your joy in anything that you choose, that's what you're sharing. And if it's not your joy, my friends, know that whatever state, vibrational frequency that you are in, that's kind of like what's the radio frequency of who you are. So you may not know that even though on the outside you look perfect, but if your frequency is of deep sadness and hopelessness and fear, that's more what's going to be coming through versus what you would like to share. So I share that again because working with the angel energy, you can also learn to manage your energy, shift it, transform it, release it. And today with this super full moon, take a moment today, even after this show, and think about what is it that you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired of? What would you like to transform? Not who, that's not about changing somebody else. What is it with you that you would like to transform and to begin to see it happen and come into fruition? If you have a vision that's in for the highest good of all, more than likely it's going to come true, period. It's just a matter of giving up things that were holding you back. Like this summer, when I got to see that, I didn't know that I was holding on to so much shame. Like I've done a lot of work and everything, but I had shame about my childhood. And it was still in me to a point where I had this angel circle some of you had registered for, and I had no energy that day to hold the circle. I had to just rest. And what came forth was my own healing, my wanting to heal and help others, but I had to heal that part of myself. And all I had to do was tell the truth. Like, just tell the truth to myself, to my husband. Hey, I did not know that I was holding part of me, that I didn't want anyone ever to know what it felt like to have this type of shame, period. And I'd say 99% of it disappeared. All I did was claim it. It's like a part of myself that I didn't want to talk to and say, hey, you don't belong to me. But it was right there saying, hey, I'm in this corner of you. When are you going to look at me? And between you and me, you guys, I never wanted to look in the past again. But in the month of August, I'd say the healing from the summer solstice through the Lion's Gate, I got to see that that was part of me that I could hold space for now. And I feel more complete, more whole, and ready for so much, so much. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm going to go ahead now and do the reading for the month. And again, even though it is the last day of August, let this message just permeate you and take it to your advantage. If it doesn't resonate, just don't worry. But it really is about knowing that the power does come from within us. We hear that. It sounds like a cliche. What do you mean the power isn't within? When we clearly from our heart's heart want liberation, we want freedom, we want peace. And when I say this, some of you may want, I often get, when is my house going to sell, or how am I going to do this? You'll get the answer when you begin to talk to yourself basically this way. Know that the answers are within. All you have to do is ask the question and then relax. I'm telling you, you'll be washing your hair in the shower and you go, boom, that's my answer. And the answer may be, you've done everything that you can do. You need to just let go and trust that your world can work out. And that's in the reading also. All right, so the first card, and these messages are from the Mary Magdalene Oracle from Megan Watterson. It's her brand new Oracle deck. And I had a powerful message from the statue of Mother Mary across the street from where I live. I was coming home from hot yoga, and I was like, how do I implement all these new ideas for my website, for these courses, all these things I want to do now? I don't think I can. I have this art project that's going on. And basically, she just said to me, and I heard it land in my mind and my heart, you're unlimited. Meaning, I thought, I'm going to turn 70 in February. I need to get this done before this date. She said, she said, chill out. Just chill out. And what I saw was that I was putting the pressure on myself. And many of us can often do that. And then we call it overwhelm because we're putting pressure on ourselves that something needs to be done a certain way and at a certain time, etc. So the first card for this message this month is the fifth power. It's called Forgetting. And the images of these cards are here on this page at Blog Talk Radio or at my website, bcalvanocoaching.com. This is what it means to be human. We forget we are not only this body, but we're not only these fears and desires the ego creates, we are also equality and entirely a soul. We're both, but we forget. And this is not a punishment. This is not due to some defect or weakness in what it means to be human. The fact is that we forget again and again about the other half of who we are is always and in every circumstance an opportunity. So when we get stuck in life, it's that we're forgetting that we are unlimited. Yes, we are in this physical body at a certain age with certain ailments and certain financial constraints and relationship issues, et cetera, but we're also an everlasting soul. Every time we can remember, as in bring back together the eternal half of who we are with the human aspect of our nature, we practice what it means to be a true human being. So to be a true human being, we're saying here, is to really have both halves. And we all forget that we have this ethereal, grand, unlimited spirit connection. A true human being, according to the Gospel of Mary, is anyone who tries imperfectly but consistently to be both their human self and their soul. And when I'm talking about Mary today, I'm talking about Mary in the greatest energy, loving energy image versus coming from a particular religion. All right, so we're looking at her that way, which I think she's the most incredible energy. This is for me what Mary is describing in her gospel when she says, in a world I was set loose from a world, and in a type from a type which is above, and from the chain of forgetfulness which exists in time. So what the question would be here is, what helps me remember that I'm also a soul? And I give this to you. What makes you remember that you're a soul? Looking at the full moon, remembering a beautiful moment in life with another human, with a pet, in a situation. And for me, it was sitting in that chair in that AA room, 33 years ago when I had a moment. I was with a bunch of strangers. I had an incredible moment of feeling that I fit in. And I dropped into peace, a deep peace that's never left me. And the paradox of it, I was with a bunch of strangers in a chair in a church basement. And that's where I found myself. Instead of trying to become a perfect person in a world where people noticed things about me, I was just with regular people, also searching for peace. So that is, I'm a body and I'm a soul, remembering that you're unlimited spirit, just like everybody else. And for me, that makes me feel good. So the second card is surrender. I am in good hands. So there's a marble statue of Mary Magdalene in the main cave at St. Baume in France. She's reclining with her head tilted back. I'm reading from the book here from Megan Watterson. Her neck exposed and her eyes closed. And yet there's no confusion that she might be sleeping. She's clearly existing very intensely in the open expanse of the universe within her. Her face exudes bliss and pure surrender. So how I experience surrender is I practice yoga. And if you don't practice yoga, I'd say try it. Just try it. Trust me. There are millions of teachers, thousands of teachers and types of classes. But just imagine you've done stretching and breathing and you're just laying on your back on the floor with others in the room. There's something about being with community that is expands, it quantifies, multiplies your healing, because you have to let go of your ego because you're with other people. You're just really hanging out with life. But you're laying there relaxed, and you're relaxing your body, and you're just breathing. And you're not doing anything. For 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you surrender. Well, this physical act, you can bring this into your life. So you can actually remember when you're driving, okay, I'm up getting really anxious and tense and stressed as I'm driving through this traffic. I'm just going to relax. Or I'm in the New York City subway and there's a conflict or situation that's making me a little nervous. I can observe it all, but I can just relax. Choose to relax. So surrender is really a choice of knowing that, allowing that, connecting to that you're in good hands. Does it mean I get rid of all the danger, like I'm in that subway situation. No, it means that for this moment, you can just relax, bring your heart rate down, blood pressure down, so that you can be aware and listen of what you need to do next. So you can bring that to looking at your checkbook, looking at a situation that you need to take care of, a family situation, anything. If you surrender, then you're basically really exhaling to the point where you're so relaxed and at peace that I'm telling you, you can connect to your own intuition 99.9% easier and better. So here the question is, it feels like just by repeating, I am in good hands. My new thing is breathing deep into your belly so that your belly sticks out. If you imagine that, you learn how to do that in yoga. Really do deep breathing. And then also saying the affirmation, I'm safe, especially those of us who grew up in abusive households. Many of us had that. Or households of alcoholics, or even if there were no alcohol or drugs in our house, our grandparents had abuse. The energy continues to be shared in personality and in behaviors until the person decides to do something about it and shifts the channel, shifts the frequency. So many of us are dealing with this, and when we learn how to do that, we become a different energy and a different frequency. So you can show up in places and say, you may feel, for me, I'm like, I am not comfortable in certain environments that I used to be comfortable in. What does that mean? Is it bad? No, it means that your frequency enjoys being in a particular frequency. So I'm not comfortable in places where there's a lot of argument and loudness, or even especially gossip and complaining, and a lot of it. Yeah, that. I'm just a lot more peaceful in nature. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a choice. And also, your energy, you bring it to wherever you go. So you're healing the environment and communities and families without you even doing anything, because you're like this new flower that shows up and all of a sudden go, I don't know what just happened, but I just feel different. I feel clearer, more in focus, and I feel more relaxed. So that's one of the benefits and one of the ways that we share our light once we start doing the work. So that's the second card, understanding that, surrender. Then the third card is the eye of the heart. We contain the treasure. We contain the treasure, that which we're looking for. And I'm going to assert most people, above anything that they're trying to accomplish, everything that they're trying to accomplish, what they're truly looking for is joy, peace. Whether you're trying to handle a multi-million-dollar deal, or you're trying to find a job, or you're trying to, again, work on a marriage or a relationship, or you're dealing with a life-threatening health issue, we're all looking for peace. Because we can't change the situation in this moment. How can we be with it? How can we still breathe and enjoy this day, the day that has brought us whatever is in front of us, right? So it's the eye of the heart. We contain the treasure. What we so desperately seek outside of us, we actually contain. We contain the treasure. This truth has been told to us in so many parables and myths throughout the history of humankind. So what keeps us from experiencing this truth directly? We have to believe it in order to see it. We have to believe we could be this powerful, this sacred, to contain divine love within us. So we have to believe it. So when I had to go see that therapist back 33 years ago, because I had these really irrational thoughts that I just got married, but I just didn't want to live. I go, whoa, what the hell is going on? I had to believe that I could get help and shift this crazy thinking. And underneath that crazy thinking was a history of being told you're no good, you don't deserve anything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So here I had this incredible new husband, a wonderful man, but my heart's history and past thinking was saying, you don't deserve this, so we have to end it. Completely irrational, but I believed there was a way in which I could get this out of me, and that came. I believed that help was available. I believed that I would be free of this. I don't know where it came from, but I think that we all have. No, I know we all have guardian angels, but it's like a matter of, that deep yearning that I had for my peace. It's as if the angels were with me. They found me the right therapist. They found me everything was there for me. So it's when we believe in ourselves, we believe in our peace, we believe in our liberation, we believe in our freedom of no matter what has happened. Again, many people have gone through a lot of dysfunction in their past. If we believe that we can be free from it. Now, again, working with the angels can help us believe that or help us see why we can't believe that. So here, for where the mind is, there's the treasure. So when we work on the mind, the treasure can be found. We don't have to die to this body to encounter the soul. We can die to the ego in this lifetime, again and again and again, so that we can experience the new, the eye of the heart. In this parable, Christ was talking to Mary, and he was saying, how wonderful you are for not wavering at seeing me. So here's just an experience of a high spiritual being saying to a regular human, that you could have belief that was so focused. So the question we have for us today is, what am I ready to see with the eye of the heart? So the eye of the heart is your powerful, like a telescope. It's like a laser. It's a powerful place of looking from your heart. If you're willing to look from your heart, like what does your heart desire? Open up to it. I've met family members and people, and they're like clueless what their heart desires. I mean, again, we don't blame them. They just forgot that they're more than a body that has worked a job for 30 years and has retired. They're more than that. When you really remember that you're an extension of the sublime and the spiritual, it's pretty cool that when you do look at this full moon, that's part of you. It's part of me. Together, we're all embracing this incredible full moon. We're all in this together. That's another part of connecting to the spirit. We're not alone. Anything that we're dealing with, there are earth angels, the communities that we can connect with to help us. We're not just a physical body who does a job alone and suffering alone. So the eye of the heart, what is it that your heart is desiring? And know that the answer is in within. Now, when you work with the guidance of cards, yes, you can get a message, you can get a suggestion, it's all wonderful, and you can develop your intuition, and that's great too. But the most important thing is to take some time and tell the truth about what brings you joy. And know that you can have more of that in your life, and you can have more health and more abundance. And if your purpose is for the higher good, definitely that will happen also. So now let me go to the mini readings that I have for you. And thank you for listening. And if you're listening on replay on my other streams like Apple, Spotify, Audible, and Amazon Music, Podbean, thank you so much for listening. So let me just get a sip of water, and I'm going to take your calls. And these are mini readings, one card. You can ask me a question, or I can pull a card for you. And in my private sessions, I do 1 hour sessions on Zoom, or I do 45, 30, or 15-minute sessions, all that can support you and your budget. And all that information is at bcalvanocoaching.com on how to book your session, and we can select a time. Okay, so here we go. First caller is area code 212. What is your name, and how can I help you today? Hello there.
Oh, hi. This is Bryn in New York City.
Hi there, Bryn.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, just like a one-card reading, or what the angels have to say to me through a card.
Okay, very good. So I'm using my my new favorite. It's the Sword of Light from Archangel Michael.
Okay.
And here we go. Okay, here we go, my friend. And for you, we have, it says, change is coming.
Oh.
Okay, I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities. So I like the 3 words, change. It's definitely change happening. And you have guidance. All you need to do is connect with Archangel Michael daily. And even just saying that, I'm connecting with you, Archangel Michael, or however you may be doing it already. And it's it's got a lot of butterflies on it, so it looks like big nice. Changes. And I like
great.
the word.
Yeah, it makes sense, because I have been going through a lot of changes lately. You know, it comes in fits and starts, but things are happening, you know. Yeah.
And the 3 word is exciting. Hold on to that it could be fun and exciting, and also joyous opportunities. Because sometimes we have the word change and we get a little like, oh no, you know.
Yeah.
This looks like, you know, take on, embrace, allow the word, like even magic, change is coming, and there's a lot of butterflies around you, like monarch butterflies. So just
nice.
let yourself be with this and allow the joy of change to envelop you.
Okay.
Right? So that
All
is
right, well,
your
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank
your
you
help.
for listening. You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, now area code 727. What is your name? How can I help you? Hello there.
Hi, this is Chris.
Hello there.
I have a birthday next week, and I would like, a mini reading approaching my birthday.
Okay. So I will give you a birthday message. Okay, I love this. Here we go. And for you, it says, put your creative energy into action. You have Archangel Gabriel helping you. He joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. So that's what we have for you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Gabriel helps with artists, publishers, writing, music, anything that's creative. Okay, so that's for you. So it's like definitely you've got a partner in going for it.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right, moving on to the next caller. Now, if you have a question, you know, sometimes I can go deeper. But anyway, here we go. Area code 651. What is your name? How can I help you? Hello there.
Hi.
Hello there.
And my question is about my shamanic business. I was just wondering where you see that going, if in a successful, positive direction, or just what you see.
Okay, so if you have been listening to the reading for what I shared, which is for August, but what's going on also for the next few weeks is that you hold that answer in your heart. You hold that answer in your heart. So if you're putting your efforts into it, I'm not here to tell you that it's not going to go one way or the other. I'll pull a card for you, but it really is kind of up to you, just like my own business. It's going to be in the direction that you have the courage to step forward into your power. Period. Any ideas that you're getting, write them down. Begin to take actions on them. The more you can stand in your own power, like the eye of the heart, which was the last card, know that it is within you. You're called to do it. You feel it's for the higher good, then you're going to get assistance. But I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be making 6 figures in 1 year or anything like that. It's really no.
I'm not after that.
No, it's just up. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Now, it's up to you to make the effort with those messages that you've already received. And here's the card that I got for you. Your vibration is rising right now. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you. You're evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. So sometimes when we are moving through this shift like this, especially with the super full moon, the energy of August has been really big and it could be challenging. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it feels like something's wrong. So as long as you know that what you went through, everybody went through, we all went through this, your vibration is rising. Take the best care of yourself that you can, number one, and also take small actions. Don't worry about, take small actions, which can lead to something bigger and bigger and bigger. But take those small actions, but primary thing is take care of your frequency, meaning are you really taking care of your physical body, your spirit body? Are you with the type of people that also give you space to be that way, or are you in situations that are draining you? Really pay attention to that, your energy. And that's really going to support your growth and your business and attracting the right people also that you want to work with. All right? The more you take care of yourself, use your own work on yourself, right? Continue to deepen that. And then there should be no problem in you fulfilling your dreams with what you have to give to the world, okay? So this is really, I love this. It's your vibration is rising. So if you felt any little bit of even I was going what do I do? Left to right, left to right, left to right. And then, my Mother Mary message was just relaxed. So I'm doing more yoga. I'm trying to eat healthier, even more healthier. And I'm really careful about the input of information, news, and the people, that energy around me. So just really become a holder of the wisdom that you plan to share with others. Continue to deepen that for yourself, okay? That's the message I'm getting from you. And everything will just work out as it needs to work out. And you'll be more confident, and you'll know exactly what to do, what to post, what to share, what to write, what to speak about. It'll all come to you. But we have to take care of ourselves in a much, more than ever in history. We really have to take care of ourselves. Okay. And it'll be fine, okay? And I find for myself, I should not be watching the news as much as I am. So that's my thing. It's it's really not helping me. That's going to go the way it's going to go. I just need to let it go. So yeah. Find out what drains you and find out what throws you off course, and you want to eliminate those things as much as possible so that you can stay in your highest frequency. Okay?
Okay, thank you for the reading.
You're so welcome. Okay, take care. All right, so next area code here is going to 917.
Hello?
Hello there. Hi there.
Oh,
What's
Dan.
your name? Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
How can I help
you? Thank you so much. Beautiful show as always, and thank you for sharing your story. It was encouraging. I feel like I'm on a never-ending path of, working on clearing out the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And actually, I would be curious to know what the angel's guidance is for me about my relationship with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And like if she would ever realize how her husband has been bending her mind, and will she come and help me? There's kind of been a rift. It's a long story, but she's really changed, and I believe it's him.
So I don't usually do readings about other people, but let's just hear what you just said. What you just said is actually the truth. So, because we all have, many of us have siblings, and they marry other people, and they 99% of the time become different. Okay? So the answer to your question is, I don't know. Here's the deal. That is her life, and it has nothing to do with you. Just like I have a sibling, I have a couple siblings, and they're doing lives that I would not have predicted, or would not have. But they're doing their lives. Mm-hmm. Now, what we want to look at is, why would you think that affects you?
Oh, it's the way she is with me.
Okay.
She has changed with me, and it's complicated, but we used to be very close.
Yeah, well, I have the same situation, yeah.
Big distance, and he has filled her head with lies about me, and she won't even let me, clear her head, or it's so complicated. But the point is, she only here's what he does, and I think that, and he controls her. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. She had promised to come and help me, sort through the stuff in the apartment that we've inherited. And this was some years ago.
All right.
So I want to know if she's ever going to get over her attitude and be able to come and help me. She wants, that's her life. I do get it. But it's about the way she is with me. And she's been very hurtful also.
Okay. All right, so this is like a 1-minute reading. That's all I can do for you, like 2 minutes. Here's what you can do. You mentioned that there's a situation that she had said she would do, which has come to help you clear out the stuff from the house that you inherited. That is the only issue that you have control over. You don't have control over who she chooses to be with and what that person says to her, et cetera, et cetera. The only thing that you have control over is that you can make the request and say, you had promised, or if she had promised, when are you going to come and help me do this? Everything else about your assessment or judgment about who she chose, what that person is saying to her, is irrelevant. That's irrelevant. So it's not easy to do. The only thing that you have control over is the promise that she said she would help you put things in boxes, or choose this or choose that, and deal with the family situation. I'm going to say this with many of my clients who have had to deal with a situation like this, where there's contesting a will, or when there's been a death of parents, and there's the need to complete the past. Some people have a really, really hard time facing the fact of parents' death. Some people may never be able to do it. So you just may want to pray that you give her compassion more than criticism. That this sounds like a person has a very, very difficult time dealing with the death. We all do it differently, and there are some people who may never be able to do it. So what I might suggest is that you might see how it could be done with the least amount of, you're going to have to let her just be herself with her own chosen partners, et cetera, et cetera. The only thing that we're looking at is both of you are completing the death of a family members and the moving on of life. And it is a very, very sensitive energy situation. So that's the best I can give you about that. It's more about my parents are in their 90s, and my brothers are already acting like they're dead. They've been acting crazy for like the past 2 years. And what I saw is that they have a really hard time dealing with that people die. And between you and me or any people listening, there are people who have a very hard time with death, like it's not supposed to happen. And they don't read about it. They don't take counseling over it. But this would be a great topic for certain people to go to therapy for. And there are special people who help people with the process of death. And some of us have an easier time than others. But for many people, I'm going to say, one, they don't believe in angels. They have no concept of an afterlife. And for them, the end of their parents is the most tragic thing that can happen. It's probably the biggest, hardest ending that they can have. So here's the card I have for you, which is interesting. It says, embrace your life purpose. Embrace your life purpose. I'm guiding you toward your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. So this, in addition to dealing with your sister, and I'm telling you, my husband went through the death of his parents, and, I didn't see it so much happening over there, but with my own family, they're having a really hard time knowing that mom and dad they're both 90. We don't know how long they have. They're healthy, but it's like, it's for real. It's for real that their physical self is not going to be here forever. Right. And it can drive some people mad. You hear of what happens sometimes when they have there are people who end their own lives after somebody, they get depressed. People get very weird. So have compassion that she may not be able to hold this experience as well as you can. And that would be the beginning. She'll feel the difference in your frequency if you just be that. Wow. She'll feel it. Just give her the space to be who she is. I'm telling you, it's a big, big topic. And there are more and more people. I know people who are becoming experts. They're called death doulas. They're helping people and their families deal with someone who's crossing over. Can you believe that? I mean, there's really help for it. But for the regular person, they live life like death is not supposed to happen. Like it's so horrible, it's so horrible. No, if you study other cultures, it's actually an incredible, powerful rite of passage where the spirit moves to the next realm. It's a powerful time, and it's beautiful time, but not your average person is not going to see it that way. They're going to see it as like they see it from the childhood of being a little child where mommy or daddy's not going to be there anymore, abandonment. Whereas when we see it from our soul's purpose, it's the time of noble transition to the next self, to return to the self. So be your highest self in all of this instead of the lower self that wants to judge and expect. So I hope that makes sense. This is the time for you to rise to your highest purpose and to provide a space for her. You don't have to even do anything. Just change how you're thinking about the whole thing and pray. Give her a prayer of support. And if there is actual immediate papers or things that need to be addressed because of deadlines or something, then you can approach that. But I'm telling you, this is of all the different issues of health I've helped people with over the years, this is one of the hardest ones where people they really see death as something wrong as opposed to it's part of our lives. So thank you for the question. I have to move on. And I wish you the very, very best with this. Oh, you're so welcome.
I want to thank
you for calling.
That was beautiful and so enlightening. And wow, I don't know what else to say. I really appreciate you and appreciate the reading.
Oh, you're
Many
so welcome.
Blessings
I feel that you helped other people, too, who are going to be listening to this. So thank you for providing that.
Great.
Okay, my friend.
Glad about
Take
that.
care.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.